All right, so I'll just enlarge this real quick. This is an extremely chill stream. I, um, you guys know the streams I used to do where I would just chill in my bed and then backtest. I'm kind of in that kind of a mood where I'm just here wanting to relax and stream in case anyone wants to watch, because I'm going to be backtesting anyways. So, if someone wants to watch, that's great. But yeah, it's just going to be basically a personal log of the backtesting that I'm doing right now. What up? What up, Ethan? So, no expectations right now. I'm not trying to impress anyone. As you can tell, it's literally completely dark in my room. My hair is wet. I don't really care about what anyone thinks. I'm just basically going to be backtesting and keeping a record of it today. So, yeah. So, yes, you are first. Good job, Ethan. Nice. One thing by the way, and I am listening to music as always. I didn't trade live today, and maybe I should have, but it definitely had a lot of interesting stuff happen. We had high of the day form around 7 a.m., and we actually got this 90-minute SMT, and I just want to show you guys this inversion for value gap where it's very obvious accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We get the inversion at a 369 candle. So that was the high for the entire day, and then we went down from there. That's crazy. Just goes to show what's possible. Anyway, I already screenshotted this. This was basically just change in state of delivery off of the new day opening gap. I call that the shadow model. And I also like this one, where same thing. Also another change in state off the new day opening gap, just a more aggressive version. And the way you could take this one is basically here's that change in state. That's objectively the first change in state that we get after filling the new day opening gap. Objectively, like this is very mechanical, right? Change in state of delivery. Then where do we go? OTE, and then we continue down 8 projections, 16 projections, 32 projections. Just insane. So this is kind of what I'm trying to get at, is the power of just one good trade is insane, right? We have the new day opening gap, 1 minute change in state, retest of optimal trade entry right there. So I'm going to mark this out as basically, if I was to take this as a pyramid type of trade, so I'm going to mark it out like that. So one of the ways I do pyramids is I enter once on the change in state, and then another one at OTE from the change in state of delivery to the end of the change in state of delivery. So that would be right here. Here, let's go down lower time frame. It'd be right here, and then also right there. So once again, sell here. And then another pyramid entry when we hit OTE. And then we go down 8 projections. So let's project this out. right? Go back to the 1 minute chart. There's 8. And actually, I would target the RTH gap getting filled here. Fantastic draw on liquidity. This goes to show how precise these markets are. That's all I'm trying to say. Alright, I'm going to screenshot that. Once again, entering at the change in state retest, and then entering at the OTE of the change in state. Jake, what do you think of the PA this week? I think it's been, for the most part, it's been fine. You just have to understand the conditions and then trade those conditions. For instance, I think yesterday we had a lot of or it was either yesterday or the day before, we had a lot of consolidation, and it's like, understand those conditions and then you can trade the lower time frame, because like when the higher time frame is consolidating, the lower time frame is still going to be running highs and lows, right? So there's never, in my opinion, there's never really bad PA. It's all just the PA conditions. The PA conditions might be higher time frame expansion. Okay, then you're gonna go for an entry that gets in on the higher time frame move, versus the higher time frame is consolidating. Okay, in those conditions, you need to basically take lower time frame scalps. And it's just understanding the conditions. There's not bad and good conditions. There's just different kinds of conditions that are bad and good for different traders. 7 years and still not profitable. Have not been trading for 7 years. So I've been trading for literally, I think, 29 months, 30 months. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. And I've made money trading, so I don't know what the point of that is, but okay. But it's one of the hardest things to do out there in the world, so yeah, of course it's going to be hard. Okay, so I'm going to record this as shadow stack, where we align the nudity opening gap with the 1 minute, and then we enter a second entry at OTE. From the change in state of delivery to the high of the change in state of delivery. From the low of the order block to the high of the order block, OTE of that range, that's where I do my pyramid. From the low of the change in state to the high of the order, or from the low of the order block to the high of the order block, OTE of that, that's where I do the sniper. That's where I do the pyramid entry. And yeah. So if you ever hear me refer to a stack, that's what I'm talking about. And it's something I recently started doing, so. Alright. You have made money but not consistently lose more than you win. You trail of your trades and go break even every day. I don't know what to say to that. So, I think you're not understanding the process. I mean, Michael Jordan, and I forget who he was, he shot 10,000 basketball shots after practice just to nail the free throw. And it's like, I forget who it was, but like one of these famous basketball players, I think it was Michael Jordan, he had the skill, but he couldn't he had performance anxiety. He couldn't do it live, and he just kept going. And then eventually, he was able to. And that's just kind of goes to show, like, it does take time. It's not easy. And you know what? I don't really care, Ant-Man, if you don't believe in me. I don't know why you're still here, but anyway. Yeah, you can kind of see the whole idea right there. 1 minute change in state, then we go to OTE. Oh. Okay, we'll look at this more in just a second. I'm going to take a break. Alright, we're going to keep going. Yeah, because he changes strats. I believe in you. I just don't believe in ICT. It's a scam and making you lose money. I mean, I don't even trade all the ICT I trade a lot of FA's concepts now, which are like pin bars, outside bars, inside bars. These are things that are not ICT concepts. I look at volume profile. That is not an ICT concept. ICT specifically said volume profile is stupid. I completely disagree. I think volume profile is one of the most important tools in the market. So, I am not a blind ICT sheep. I don't believe whatever ICT says. I go off of what makes sense. And the reality is, a lot of ICT's concepts do make sense. That's why I use them. It's not because I'm blindly following him because he said that it's good. It's because it makes sense. I mean, when you get an inversion of a fair value gap, you are higher probability to go run the next highs or lows. When you get a change in state of delivery, it's a higher probability that you're going to go run those opposing highs or lows. It's not blind following, it's just common sense. I don't know how to convince you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying I'm not an ICT sheep. I think for myself, but at the same time, I'm able to understand that ICT, a lot of what he says is true, right? That's basically what I'm saying. All right, let's move on. Like I said, you could have caught the high of the day if you simply took this inversion with this 90-minute S&T. And the cool thing about this is it was also above all the true opens. So we can take 730 here. Bang, there's 730. We're above midnight, obviously. Alright, so we're above midnight as well. And then we can go down to a lower time frame. We can see how we basically perfectly manipulate the true open there. So 752. And then we get the inversion. And it's like perfect. It's perfect. Alright. Ant-Man, I do have a question for you, though. If you hate ICT so much, what strategy makes sense to you? Because for me, I'm not going to lie, I think ICT does make a lot of sense. But as a person who wants to be open-minded and learn from other people, I do want to ask you, bro, like, what do you think makes sense? I'm just genuinely curious because I want to learn. Not because I'm closed-minded. I do actually want to learn and see what you have to say. I want to know, like, what you think. What do you think, like, is how the market moves? I think the market moves to accumulate, manipulate, and expand. So I'm just curious what you think. You know what I'm saying? I know, right? Isn't it so dumb, Coffee? It's been seriously, it's been accumulating like crazy. When the market's in that consolidation type price action, there will be a lot of lower time frame trades. That is something to keep in mind, bro. There will be low time frame scalps, like 15-second type of scalps. Keep that in mind because it will occur a lot. So here's this 1 minute inversion for value gap. Ended up forming high of the day, which is pretty sick. But we're just going to take this down for projections because we always want to be realistic on what we would take for our trades. Honestly, you could probably just even target the fill of the new day opening gap there. And that is a perfectly fine trade. So that's kind of cool. So accumulation, and then all of this being low resistance. and then we go run that low resistance liquidity after we get this inversion with S&T. You see how this is a LRLR run here? I like that trade a lot. I think that might be one of the trades of the day. Ended up occurring at, a 369 time. Let's also include that. See how that candle is gold? That means that the digital root of that candle is a 9. And I will have a video that explains that coming out either this week or next week. I don't know. But 756, you add up all those digits. So 7 plus 5 plus 6. That's 11 plus 7. That's 18. 1 plus 8 is a 9. So digital root of 756 is 9. And then we go lower. Bang. Alright, bang. 756. And that did end up making high of the day, which is kind of cool. Inversion for value gap, 1 minute. Bang. The RTH gap was such a nice draw on liquidity. Alright, let's kind of get rid of stuff and let's look around some more and see what else we got. So, yeah, obviously we went lower. Why did we go lower today? Well, one clear reason is essentially we went above true week open, we went above true day open, true session open. Jake, what's the game plan for tomorrow? Great question, bro. We should look at that. So, I talked about this a while ago. Essentially, we've been in this situation where we rejected this new week opening gap from all the way over here. And I was saying how the market could want to go lower here off of this new week opening gap. Now, what it looks like is it looks like some kind of inversion for value gap on like the weekly. Or no, the daily. What day of the week is it? Wednesday? Yeah, we'll just have to see. But right now we got momentum to the downside. I think the draw on liquidity, at least in the short term, should be to continue to this new week opening gap right here. Like, that is just a very clear draw on liquidity. From there, I think eventually we go to this LRLR down here, but I don't know when. So, we'll just have to see. But maybe down to that new week opening gap. Then again, we might be approaching max extension of the sell model. We'll just have to see. I'm not exactly sure yet. But yeah, all the true opens got taken. We took 730. We took the low time frame true open. We took 922. I mean, it was essentially perfect. Jake, do you want to be a swing trader, day trader, or a scalper? The more I trade, the more that I immerse myself in the markets and learn from the markets, the more I realize that it's all fractalized. And that these low time frames will still be very precise. I'm actually, like, as crazy as it sounds, I'm actually leaning towards the scalping because I see the precision on these low time frames, and reality is I want to give myself as many opportunities as I can, and I think these opportunities on the low time frames, they occur a lot. They occur insanely often. And yeah, obviously people are gonna disagree with me. They're gonna say, "Oh, you have to swing trade." It's like if you got time and price aligned, you can take scalps. Okay, so let's move on. Hey, what up, Javier? We are just chilling right now. Very chill stream right now. I'm kind of tired, but we're still going. We're still going. Um, but yeah, it looks like 7:30 or 7 o'clock basically created this temporary high of the day. We'd been generating liquidity all throughout. I like to call this Atlantic session. I just made it up because it's not quite London, but it's not quite New York. But we were generating liquidity all through here, and then finally we break structure. So this is a 2022 model as well. We can go down and look at that. Which one do you think makes more money, do you think? So it's everyone's gonna have a different style. It's kind of gonna depend on your style, bro, and like your personality. For someone, they're probably going to be better at swing trading because that's just their personality. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with just accept your personality and who you are and say, do I like having all this time to look at everything and all this? But from my backtesting, what I've seen is these markets, they're gonna be constantly running liquidity even on the low time frames, and you don't always need this crazy high time frame idea to frame a really accurate trade. From what I've seen from my backtesting, and a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and that's fine. Once again, it's personality based. Everyone's got a different personality, and adapt to your own personality. Don't adapt to what someone else is telling you your personality needs to be, because you are you. No one else is going to know how you should trade besides you. And you got to discover that for yourself. It's going to take time, but as you do that, you're going to become the best version of yourself and the best version of yourself as a trader as you're going to become. So just do that. Do what makes sense to you as a trader. So yeah, this was a nice 2022 model with 90-minute SMT and a 90-minute sweep. Just a beautiful one, actually. Just amazing displacement. We get this low time frame gap, and then we get this continuation down to go run all those low resistance lows, including these low resistance lows all the way over here on the opposite side. This is crazy RR. Just imagine if you could just lock in and take this live. Honestly, if I was on the charts from 750 to 8:15 and I was in my fullest, most locked in form of myself, I feel like I could catch this. I don't think it's unrealistic at all. But the issue is like getting on the charts at that exact time. I'm not gonna lie. That is the issue for me. Like just being aware when the market's ready to make its move. That's just my issue. Not saying that's everyone's issue, but it's my issue. But yeah, we had a 90-minute SMT here, 90-minute sweep, and then we went lower. But yeah, that was one of my biggest issues when I was trying to get better at trading is I kept on just mindlessly obeying what everyone else was telling me. Like, hey, you have to trade this way or you have to trade that way. And I'm not going to lie. It slows down your growth because it forces you to think like someone that you're not. I mean, the reality is you're a different kind of person than every other trader. And the people that are telling you what to do, a lot of the time, they aren't even fully profitable themselves. If they were, they'd be living on the beaches of Costa Rica and Puerto Rico, but they're not. And so just understand that this is a personal journey you're on. It's not something you have to listen to someone else. You have to understand your understanding of who you are yourself is going to lead you to the truths you're looking for. Understand who you are as a person and then start to trade like that. That's going to lead you to the best version of yourself as a trader, in my opinion. But yeah, look at this. You can take profit right at the end of those bodies. And what do you know? That's exactly the bottom. Bottom ticks that. Crazy. So that's a 2022 model on the 1 minute at 8:01. All right. And this inversion right here was nice. This one was too, but this one's even nicer. I mean, this is just something you're gonna remember about the market for forever. Is the market's gonna get like if you get an inversion and then it fails and then we get another inversion, those are gonna be some of the best trades in the market. And I'm honestly done listening to music. I'm just gonna be talking now. Don't copyright me. I don't want to be copyrighted. But yeah, some of the best inversions will literally just be after we already had an inversion. And you can see that was the case right there. So, pretty cool. So, okay, so we screenshotted that inversion for value gap on the 1 minute. No, this was a 2022 model on the 1 minute at 8:01. Okay, what should we look at now? And also, if I was talking a little loud, that's my bad. I with my AirPods in, for some reason it makes everything else quieter, so I think I'm talking loud when I'm not, or you get what I'm saying. So we ended up getting S&P here. Yeah, look at this. Whew. Now this is kind of nice. S&P. So this is why this played out. You can pretty clearly see we have S&T. I just love backtesting. It's so interesting. Like learning why did the market move the way that it did. We had a new day opening gap as well. We can use that. Bro, what's happened to NAS? Normal things, bro. It's just dumping. It's just normal. There's nothing nothing abnormal about what's going on here. It's literally just doing its thing. It's always done from the beginning of time. It's running sell-side liquidity. There's nothing complicated about what's going on with NAS. It's just running. It's going back to running sell-side. This is normal. This happens. It's part of the market. It runs buy side, it runs sell side. I'm excited you started to implement pin bars, outside bars, inside bars to your own strats and models. I think you'll see a positive change. Yeah, bro. I think it's really nice. I think, I implement things that make sense to me, and reality is, it makes sense. So I'm gonna use it. But I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. So yeah, look at this new day opening gap. If I watch one ICT lecture a day, will I become consistently profitable? Low key, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's helpful, but the problem is you have to watch so much ICT to get just a little bit of knowledge that it's not always worth it. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna just be real. You will get valuable information from ICT, 100%. All the time I learn stuff from him. But at the same time, just understand that the amount of yap you'll have to listen to get that one valuable thing is a lot. I'm just being honest. You're gonna have to listen to a lot of yap, right? There's no way around that. But if you're okay with that, cool. You can do that, right? But that's why I make my short form videos, because I just hated listening to all that yap, and literally no one had ever done it. Like, I could not find short form videos on ICT concepts and trading concepts in general that no one, it feel like it just didn't exist on the internet. So I'm like, okay, if I have to be the first, then fine. But people deserve to have this, and so then I started making them. But you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're going to learn a lot. You really will. ICT is a goat. Alright, so we had this 1 minute rejection block. This was a nice Phoenix, and then we get an inversion off of this. So you can kind of get the idea of why did the market fail on this inversion but then work on this inversion. And a big reason for why was because I'm pretty sure there wasn't SMT yet. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, from here to here. Okay, there was SMT there, but that one wasn't that obvious. There was SMT here. I guess there was SMT here. Okay, there was SMT there. But point is, right, it's very, very obvious that the market's been generating liquidity, and we're ready to go run it. Bang. 1 minute rejection block. Phoenix entry right here. And the rest is history, right? So we Phoenix that. Off of a new day opening gap as well, which is super nice. So let's go ahead and screenshot that, put it in the journal here. Bang, bang. But yeah, look at the precision in these markets. It's hard, guys. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. It's hard. Trading is hard. Sometimes it's just not fun how hard trading really is. It is not fun. It kind of makes you want to cry sometimes. It just feels like it just doesn't need to be as hard as it is. But you just gotta keep going. I mean, reality is, one trade like this on a Phoenix, it's going to make up for 8 losses. And you know what? When you start consistently doing stuff like this, people are going to come out of nowhere and start saying, bro, how are you doing that? How can you teach me what you know? Like, and you're just gonna sit there like, where were you when I was backtesting the thousands of hours that I backtested? Where were you any of those days where I was like, yo, do you want to learn? Or where were you any of the short form videos I made? And then they all come out of nowhere and they're like, oh, bro, can you teach me? And it's like you were offering the hand the entire time. It's just like, just stay strong, guys. You're gonna make it if you keep going. These markets are algorithmic, undeniably algorithmic, and that is a fact, right? That is a complete 100% fact. These markets are algorithmic. Once you understand that, you have to understand if you keep going, it's just a matter of time, right? Like, be honest with yourself. Is this market perfectly respecting key levels? Is this market running liquidity, accumulating, manipulating, distributing? Is the market doing these things? If yes, then you know if you keep going, you're gonna make it. And that's what gets me up in the morning, is knowing that these markets are algorithmic. That's what gets me up in the morning, bro. I know these markets are algorithmic. I can see the rejection block perfectly hitting, and then us running 20 Rs. I can see that happening every single freaking day. And I wake up and I'm like, it's just a matter of time. I don't care how much I fail. It fires me up, bro. It fires me up. Just keep going, guys. Just keep going. Just keep learning. It's hard. It's hard for a reason. This is hard stuff, guys. It's not meant to be easy. But it's obvious that it's algorithmic. It's so obvious. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh man. I get myself hyped up, bro. Alright. So yeah, there's a Phoenix right there to 8R. Crazy. And it's also, you could definitely make the case of, well, I was going to say maybe it's a pin bar, but it's for sure an outside bar. We can look at that later. So there's the Phoenix right at 1029. On the 1 minute. And then as well, just taking this inversion off the Phoenix on its own is beautiful. This one was nice too. Realistically, this one would have stopped me out. Unfortunate, but I think this would have been a good trade, but it would have stopped me out. Amos took this with a fat stop loss and he didn't get stopped out. Good for him. I probably wouldn't take it with that stop loss, so I don't know. We're just different traders, and that's fine. But this one's even better. And then we do run 4 projections here, so pretty cool. So yeah, take this as an inversion for value gap like this. Bang, bang, IVG. And we're delivering from a new day opening gap. It's like, it's perfect. It's perfect. These markets are perfect. And then we go 4 projections, and then we go 7 projections. Once again, 7 projections, 4 projections. These are like really good projections to take profit. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I like backtesting so much more because it's just relaxing. Like trading live, trading live. I mean, I know that's what I need to do to, make money and be a good trader, but it's like, I don't know, backtesting is relaxing, that's for sure. Yeah, the outside bar was so nice. We can talk about that next. We'll look at that next. Yeah, we'll look at that right after, actually. Just beautiful. The outside bar with that SMT is just a chef's kiss right there. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. Down 4 projections. Essentially no drawdown, which is super sick. So 1032. Inversion for value gap on the 1 minute. And yeah, we'll take a look at this outside bar. So once again, delivering from this new day opening gap. What's an outside bar? Yeah, I'll explain that for you right now. So super sick concept. I just learned about it. I just made a video about it. It's super nice. Basically, what'll happen is, from my back testing, so this might not be true according to Harvard Year. I mean, maybe it will be, maybe it won't, but I love seeing them with SMTs. But what'll happen is you have a candle. The next candle will take the high and the low of the previous candle all at once. So you can see here's the previous candle. We have the low of the previous candle. We have the high of the previous candle. The next candle takes out the high and the low, and not only that, but it actually even closes lower. That's not even required, but it does that. This signature in the market is going to be so nice. It's going to be so nice, not to mention we're delivering from a new day opening gap. So right here, when we get this close of this outside bar, which once again takes the high and the low of the previous candle, and it comes with an SMT, with all of that in mind, this is a really high probability short, right? So I would take this short, stop loss above the high of the outside bar, entering right on that candle close, and then you can just target 2R. And we actually go much further than 2R, right? But that's besides the point, right? We go, wow, we go, let's see, stronger if it's with the trend. Exactly. So we can project this out. There's 4 projections. There's 7 projections. I like targeting 7 projections. From what I've seen, 7 projections is always going to be super, super nice. So I'm going to target 7. And you can see how precisely we hit 7 and then 8. So bang, bang. Yeah, outside bar, 7 projections. Like, this is the kind of trade where I see this, I'm falling asleep, bro. I'm falling asleep. And then I wake up and this is going to hit 7R. You could even put a limit. So it has to take both sides of the previous candle. Yeah, it has to take both sides in the same candle. So previous candle, the next candle takes both sides of the previous candle. Exactly. And so anyway, you can see that occurs right there. So right here is an outside bar. So I'm going to mark it out like this. Outside bar. And then, yeah, we just go run. We go run down like crazy. And as well, we this is something I've never looked at before, but we do actually hit OTE, which is kind of nice, of the outside bar. So something to keep in mind for the future. Like, OTE of your entry to your stop loss is a lot of the time going to be very sensitive. Just remember that. A lot of time that's a good place to pyramid from what I've seen in my back testing. So since we're delivering from a new day opening gap, I I made up a name for that. When we deliver from a new day opening gap or first presented for value gap and we get a pin bar or an outside bar, I just nicknamed that. I nicknamed it the hand of FA. And so I'm going to journal this as the hand of FA. Sniper entry, and I'm actually going to mark it out as a stack trade. So basically, Here's the first entry, right on the close. Here's entry number 1. Bang. And here's entry number 2. Whoops. That's entry number 1. So, hand of FA stack, also known as hoe model. The hoe model. we need a Huz model as well. Hoe model because of hand of FA. HOE. Alright. So this is a hand of FA stack. So, and whenever I say stack, once again, I'm just talking about how I'm taking a second entry, pyramiding at OTE from the entry to the stop loss. So I'm just adding another position, essentially 1/3 of the stop loss of the initial stop loss. And it's just because I've seen OTE be super sensitive from the entry to the stop loss so much of the time that I personally think that's a great spot to pyramid from what I've seen. Okay, so 1025 hand of FA, that's the name of the type of trade. And we enter on this outside bar, which sweeps the high and the low of the previous candle. And we enter on the close, and then we also enter another position when we hit OTE of the entry to the high of the outside bar. So stack. 1 minute. Bang. That actually formed a 5-minute inside bar. Really? That's sick. That is so sick, bro. Let's look at that next. Dude, I love backtesting with you guys. It is so interesting. These markets, you never stop learning with these markets. Not to mention this pin bar. We might have even had SMT with this pin bar. I think we did. So look at this. This is its own thing. This is completely separate. But we have SMT with this pin bar, bro. Look at this. Okay, it's completely separate, but follows the same narrative. Once again, pin bar, SMT, and we basically hold this pin bar this entire time, and then we go lower. Same concept, different trade. Here's the pin bar, bang. The market holds this pin bar this entire time, and then we go lower. Crazy. So, bring this down. Man, that'd be hard. I'm not gonna lie. If you have the guts to hold this entire time, you're a goat. You're a goat. I don't know how you do that, but still crazy. So I can look at that 5-minute inside bar in just a second. That is a nice pin bar, honestly. Man, I know I should be going to bed. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll end the stream. I should probably be going to bed. I don't think I'll make a market recap today, dude. I'm not in the mood at all, honestly. Yeah, I think I'll end the stream. I'm just kind of. I need to go to bed. Guys, I'm not trying to not live trade. I do want to live trade. I just have so much going on in life. It gets exhausting. And I don't even have my personal account funded right now. I'm not going to lie. So that's another reason why I haven't been live trading. But I do want to live trade, and you know, I'll get back. I'll get back to it. 100%. It's just a matter of time. It's just, and I'll try and live trade tomorrow. It's just good chance they'll probably be demo, but I do want to just keep live trading just to get practice and yeah, just keep going. So okay, this was a pin bar at 10:03 on the 1 minute. Okay, so yeah, I think that's enough back testing for today. I'm kind of tired, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna probably end the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys for watching.